Yang berusaha Walid Ustaz Sabzini bin Abdullah, Pengetua SMK BBST, Puan Hajar Siti Sakinah binti Muhammad Sahid, Tolong Kanan Pentadbiran, Puan Hajar Saadah binti Salim, Tolong Kanan Ahli Wal Murid, Puan Siti Farida binti Syed Abdullah, Tolong Kanan Co-Curriculum, Puan Salma binti Muhammad Nur, Tolong Kanan Petang, Puan Nurul Ilunayati binti Maludin, Tolong Kanan 3 dan 6, Puan Mutailah binti Mustafa, Tolong Kanan PPKI, guru-guru mata pelajaran, guru-guru, ibu bapa serta rakan-rakan seperjuangan sekalian.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. Saya Aiman Hakimi bin Muhammad Faizal sebagai hos pertama.
Dan saya Muhammad Syazwan Hakim bin Mazlan sebagai hos kedua.
Kami ingin mengucapkan selamat datang ke Majlis HALA TUJU selepas SPM. Sebelum kita memulakan majlis ini, marilah kita sama-sama membaca doa agar majlis ini diberkati oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Dengan itu, majlis mempersilakan Muhammad Naufal bin Hamidi untuk membacakan doa pada malam ini. Majlis dengan hormatnya mempersilakan. Naufal, mic problem. Mic. Naufal. Naufal. Novel? 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 Saya ada masalah teknikal sikit. Amin, amin.
Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Saya bagi pihak majlis ingin memohon maaf atas kesilapan teknikal tadi.
Okay. Hadirin sekalian, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, majlis mempersilakan tetamu undangan kita, Puan Hasni Haldi, dari pendaftar di International University of Malaya Wales untuk memberikan keterangan tentang HALA 7 selepas SPM. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Terima kasih Tuan Pengerusi Majlis. I think after the technical hiccups, you guys lost a bit of confidence sikit kat situ. But no worries, teknologi ni dia sometimes dia tolong kita, sometimes dia menyusahkan kita. But it's something that we have to bear with lah. But amazing talent we have here. Saya rasa di kalangan para pensyarah saya pun tak ramai yang boleh guna StreamYard ni. Kebanyakan diorang guna Google Meet. So I think this is quite an achievement lah. Okay, yang berusaha Ustaz Samzini bin Abdullah, Pengetua SMK BBST, Puan Hajah Siti Sakinatun binti Muhammad Syahid, Penolong Kanan Pentadbiran, Puan Hajah Saadiah binti Salim, Penolong Kanan Hal Ehwal Murid, guru-guru, sekretariat penganjur daripada SVG, para ibu bapa dan murid-murid yang dikasihi sekalian. So terlebih dahulu terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada pihak penganjur kerana menjemput saya untuk buat a bit of briefing untuk malam ni. Nama saya Hasni binti Haldi, saya seorang pendaftar di International University Malaya Wales, sebuah universiti swasta yang dimiliki oleh Universiti Malaya dan University of Wales Trinity St David. Ditubuhkan pada tahun 2013, IUMW merupakan syarikat kerjasama which is a joint venture between Universiti Malaya dan University of Wales dan merupakan salah satu inisiatif kerajaan untuk mewujudkan international education di Malaysia dan menggalakkan pelajar antarabangsa untuk belajar di Malaysia. So begitulah kisah IUMW bagaimana ia diwujudkan. Okay, sebelum saya mula, saya ingin bagi tahu yang topik kita pada malam ini adalah berkenaan laluan selepas SPM. Saya akan cuba untuk membuat topik yang as general as possible, but then towards the end of my presentation tu, I will do a bit of a sales speech lah, because coming from a commercial university, it's quite natural lah for us to do a bit of a sales speech. Yeah. So I'm going to go to my next slide here. Okay. So isi kandungan presentation saya malam ini adalah seperti berikutlah, apakah pilihan selepas SPM, laluan pengajian kita dan seterusnya lah. Dan towards the end tu seperti yang saya mention tadi, saya akan introduce lah IUMW kepada para penonton sekalian. Okay. Pilihan selepas SPM, apa yang kita boleh buat selepas SPM? So you know the drill kan, you got your results, you dapat A, ada yang dapat straight A's. So bila dapat A tu you go like yay, and then if you got straight A's you go like yay yang sangat panjang. And then it's all the excitement, you see, parents pun sibuk upload cerita, bagi tahu jiran tetangga orang kampung anak saya dapat 20 A, and then you tell each other berapa A you dapat. So some of you may not be able to move on, setahun dia tak habis lagi cerita pasal SPM tu, but some of you after a while you realise after all the excitement is over, you will be asking yourself apa nak buat lepas ni so that is a common question. I bet 90% of students lepas SPM ni, lepas keluar result ni, diorang akan ikut kawan-kawan. So kalau kawan dia masuk MSU, dia pun nak masuk MSU. Kalau kawan dia nak masuk ke Taylor's, dia pun nak masuk ke Taylor's. So most of the decision tu is not well researched. Dia based on apa yang kawan-kawan buat. So our aim tonight is to give you a briefing, to give you a more resources so that you can make a well-informed decision after SPM. So apa yang boleh buat after SPM? Okay, setengah kita mungkin bekerja, alright. So when people decide to work after SPM, please don't be judgmental, because now kita tahu with the pandemic and all, many parents have lost their job, kan. So diorang ada adik-adik yang masih bersekolah. So these students yang dah habis SPM ni, they probably think that tak mampu untuk sambung belajar, mungkin dia perlu bekerja dulu, dia nak tolong parents dia, untuk tolong adik-adik dia belajar. So they may opt to work selepas SPM, which is I think it's a very noble thing to do lah. Some of you may decide untuk berkahwin. Kalau nak kahwin silakan, tapi make sure you have enough means to feed your children later on. So I won't suggest you to get married right after SPM lah, unless your parents kata tak apalah nak kahwin lah, okay. But the third one is definitely sambung belajar, which is why we are here tonight. Macam mana nak sambung belajar selepas SPM. Okay, ini adalah pathway yang you boleh buat selepas SPM. Okay, so all this pathway nanti akan membawa anda ke ijazah dalam dan luar negara. Maksudnya selepas buat all this diploma pre-university, then only you can enter your degree program, be it in Malaysia or overseas. Okay, first option, okay, ni ramai juga yang tanya diploma. Diploma khusus dia mengambil masa 2 ke 3 tahun. And kelayakan masuk diploma biasanya hanya 3 kredit. 3 kredit cukup. Tapi you kena lulus SPM lulus SPM maksudnya subjek seperti BM dan sejarah you kena lulus, baru you boleh lulus SPM. Misal kata awak dapat 11A tapi sejarah fail, you will not be able to enter any university because basically you have failed your SPM. Sebab sejarah tu salah satu syarat untuk lulus SPM. In my experience in doing admission, kita akan tengok dekat bawah slip tu dia akan tulis lulus atau gagal SPM. So we have seen students dia dapat straight A's tapi sejarah dia fail ataupun BM dia fail, so dia tak layak mendapat sijil. So be careful. I think it's about time for you to be friends with your cikgu sejarah, cikgu BM semua. Jangan abaikan subjek-subjek ni ya. So for diploma again, 3 credits depending on which program. Kalau diploma in engineering mungkin dia nak science subject. Kalau diploma in accounting mungkin dia nak subject in the accounting line. Basically maths is a must lah if you are doing these 2 jurusan. So that's for diploma. Next is STPM. Okay, STPM ni ramai orang tak nak ambil sebab katanya susah and tak glamour sebab you still have to wear your school uniform, you are still a school student kan. So duration ni about 1.5 year. Okay, the thing about STPM ni, dia diiktiraf di seluruh dunia, bukan sahaja di Malaysia. In fact, it's equivalent to A-levels. So STPM tak ramai orang ambil, but there's one secret about STPM yang tak ramai orang tahu. Kota untuk pelajar STPM di universiti selalunya tak dipenuhi sebab tak ramai lulusan STPM. So if you are a STPM student, chances that you get a placement in a public university is very high sebab tak ramai orang buat. So you might consider STPM ya. Memang orang kata susah, tapi you have to study lah, and you only need 2.0 CGPA in order to get a placement in the university. So that's the entry requirement if you are using STPM. Okay, the third one would be matrikulasi. Yang ni paling popular. I think 90% of the students akan try to apply for matriculation. Previously I was informed that for matriculation you can apply through UPU. But I think recently that has changed. You boleh apply directly through a portal under Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia. So matrikulasi ni dia it's a centralized pre-university for all public university dekat Malaysia. So semua universiti bergabung lah untuk matrikulasi ni. Khusus-khusus dia of course diiktiraf oleh JPA, digubal oleh kepakaran daripada universiti tempatan. The good thing also is yuran ni sangat rendah. I think it's very subsidized by the government. Cuma you kena bear the cost of living lah. In fact, mungkin ada bantuan juga, bantuan sara hidup if I'm not mistaken. And daripada matrikulasi, again you can opt for local university dan juga diiktiraf oleh international university overseas. Private university pun dia recognize matriculation ni. Dia punya ni duration is about 1 to 1.5 years depending on the jurusan yang you ambil tu. Okay, the next one is asasi. Asasi is foundation lah. Local university, not to say local, public university dah tak buat asasi. I think except for UM lah. UM dia still ada asasi dia sendiri. The rest of public university dia guna matrikulasi. So asasi ni lebih kepada private university. Dia adalah program yang tailor-made, custom-made for the degree program as your pathway lah. Jarak duration ni sangat pendek, 1 tahun, itu equivalent to 3 semester lah. So misal kata you nak masuk accounting, you ambil foundation in accounting atau business. So it's all the subjects that you'll be taking memang untuk jurusan accounting and business admin. Sama juga kalau you buat foundation in engineering, dia memang dah tailor-made. So you'll be studying only subjects related to your undergraduate study. So itu untuk asasi. Cuma the bad side of asasi is kalau you gagal asasi, you kena apply balik guna SPM. Dia sijil dia tak recognize untuk apply kerja lah. So let's say you finish your asasi and then you tak nak sambung belajar, you nak kerja, they will not look at your foundation certificate. Employers will pay you according to your SPM punya qualification. That's how it works. Okay, the next one is A-level dan other pre-university courses like Australian matriculation, Canadian pre-U. Okay, A-levels is the golden standard of university admission. Kenapa golden standard? Sebab A-level diiktiraf di seluruh dunia. Okay, you pergi mana-mana university, kalau you ada A-level, you'll be admitted, provided that you meet dia punya minimum requirement lah. In fact, for A-level, certain university grade D pun dia accept untuk masuk ke program pengajian. So usually kita dengar C kan, but for A-level, they can go as low as D sebab A-level adalah program yang terkenal sebagai program yang sangat susah dan duration dia dalam 2 tahun. So you do the first part, it's called AS1, like you prep yourself for the second part, 50% of the marks, and then the second part tu baru you sit for the actual exam. So A-levels ni will take about 2 years, but it's fully exam based. Tapi dia equivalent juga to STPM, cuma the thing is STPM dia ada contribution daripada kerja khusus dekat sekolah. A-level lain, if you fail your final exam, that's it, you kena repeat paper. Tapi at least STPM you have your core curriculum to contribute to your marks. A-level tak ada, you do or you die. Okay, so that's A-levels. Tapi the good side of A-levels is that it's accepted worldwide. Pergilah mana-mana universiti dekat dunia ni, they will accept A-level. Okay, for A-levels di Malaysia biasanya ditawarkan di college swasta seperti I think BAC College ada, INTI, I think they offer A-levels, and then harga dia pun boleh tahan lah. Okay, next choice that you can do kalau you tak minat belajar, if academic is not your thing, it's not the kind of pathway you want, I would suggest you take up sijil kemahiran lah. Ada banyak pusat-pusat kemahiran di Malaysia ni. Ni especially untuk students yang very strong in the skills lah. Macam you minat wiring, ataupun you minat memasak, okay, all the skills. So sijil kemahiran ni can take from 3 to 6 months lah, maximum pun setahun. So the good thing about sijil kemahiran ni, the moment you have the certificate, combine with your skill, you can immediately go to work, bekerja. So kumpul experience, kumpul modal, maybe after 3 to 5 years, you can set up your own business. So importantly, you must have the will and then ada sedikit element of entrepreneurship dekat situ. So all this, okay, misal kata you ada sijil sekalipun, kalau you nak sambung ke ijazah, still boleh. Tapi daripada sijil tu, mungkin you kena masuk diploma dulu, then barulah masuk ke ijazah. So daripada diploma ke ijazah ni, you will spend about with the credit transfer and all, diploma you buat 3 tahun, you sambung ijazah another 2 years. So total study period is about 5 years lah sebab when you go to your ijazah, mungkin first year punya subjek you tak payah ambil dah. You ambil just the second year and the third year. If you are taking STPM, you matrikulasi dengan asasi, you will start with the first year. Same with A-levels. So total study period sebab ijazah, unless you ambil engineering, is 4 years. The rest is 3 years. So kalau matrikulasi you 1.5 years, so 3 plus 1.5 lah macam tu. Asasi 1 year, so 1 year plus 3 years, 4 years spent in the university. Okay, so we're fine with that. Now, yang ni lebih kepada parents lah. How do you want to do your budgeting? Katakan anak you nak sambung belajar, okay, you nak congak how much should you spend, okay. Untuk sijil tu, biasanya kalau pusat tu dimiliki oleh kerajaan, is highly subsidized lah. So I would put around 300 to 500. Unless lah sijil tu macam sijil aviation, nak jadi pilot, it's not this price lah. Definitely it's a different price. Okay, if you're looking at diploma, right, you'll be spending around 10,000 to 30,000 for tuition fees. Untuk diploma ni, kenapa dia popular? Okay, selain pada harga dia yang lebih murah berbanding dengan option degree, dia juga dapat funding daripada PT-PTN. You can also withdraw your EPF. Okay, some people will opt for personal loan dan juga terdapat tawaran beasiswa untuk diploma. That's why ramai orang buat diploma. Lepas SPM je terus buat diploma sebab dia boleh apply for PT-PTN. For STPM, it's automatic admission lah. So long as you lulus SPM, automatic you akan dapat buat STPM. And then you choose lah whether to continue atau you nak buat A-level ke, matric ke, asasi ke. And then funding dia, ada beasiswa ditawarkan untuk STPM, tapi more on sara hidup lah, macam you nak beli buku, beli baju, so adalah beasiswa, maybe ada bantuan asnaf, that sort of thing. Tapi STPM I think would be the most affordable pathway into the university. Now, if you talk about A-levels, if you talk about pre-university, Canadian pre-U ataupun Australian pre-U, you are looking at an average of about 16,000 to 35,000 depending on the institution. The more glamorous the institution, the higher the fee. Kenapa? Because those institution, dia mungkin ada technology cost dia punya support is international kind of support. So depends lah, depends on the institution. So untuk khusus macam ni, tak ada PT-PTN sebab dia pre-university. Mind you, khusus pra-university selalunya tidak ada funding daripada PT-PTN, EPF, okay, dan scholarship pun tak banyak, very very limited. So you want to take A-levels, be ready to fork out your own expenses lah, unless you are under beasiswa cemerlang, they might fund you. So for matriculation, cost dia like I said just now is highly subsidized. Okay, mungkin ada cost sikit-sikit lah but again, anything that is pre-university selalunya tak ada funding. Okay, but matriculation is under KPM, Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia. So dia macam STPM jugalah, highly subsidized. So you probably need some money just to do your sara hidup lah. The last one would be your asasi. Kalau you buat foundation in a private university, you are looking at a cost around 10,000 to 25,000. So again, tak ada funding daripada PT-PTN, tak boleh withdraw EPF. So usually people either dia buat personal loan ataupun ada beasiswa daripada institution tu sendiri. It could be a 50% or 20% kind of scholarship lah, I mean in terms of discount. Tapi most institutions sekarang, if you do foundation, dia akan bagi like a package. So you can pay in installment together with your undergraduate. So dia package kat situ. And now with the more competition, I see that certain university, private university, dia bagi free foundation, but you have to sign up an agreement lah. They give you free foundation, tapi you have to take up their degree. Alright. So one thing about PTPTN, okay, in case ada parents dekat dalam ni, okay, I need to let you all know, PTPTN dia ada cap dia. So cap dia is around 40,000, maximum yang dia boleh bayar untuk pembiayaan ialah 40,000. But then again, that 40,000 depends on your income, total income, family income. So if you are, let's say B40 lah, dia ada dia punya julat dia sendiri. Okay, we take it generally lah B40. B40 you will get 100%, which is 40,000 maximum you can get. If you are in the M40, you will get 70%. Okay, that's 70% out of the 40,000. And if you are in the T20, you will get 50%. So that's about 20,000 from the cap amount of 40,000. So next question would be, kalau you run to 60,000 tapi PTN cuma bayar 40,000, and then because I'm in the T20, how much do I have to pay? So you do the maths, okay? 60,000 is your fee. And then PTPTN cap at 40,000, but because you're in the T20, you only get 20,000. So 60,000 minus 20,000, you have to pay 40,000 out of your pocket. Tapi bukanlah you bayar lump sum 40,000. You can pay, some university they allow monthly installment, some university allow you to pay yearly or semesterly. So these payments selalunya kita akan top up dengan EPF withdrawal. So EPF withdrawal, there are two ways of doing it. Either you bayar dulu and then you claim kemudian, ataupun you go to the university, get the invoice, they will do all the paperwork for you and then you submit to EPF. EPF akan bayar direct to the university. So that is usually how it works lah. On another note, there are other ways lah you can top up your PTPTN. Contoh, some people dia guna ada scholarship lah, dia combine. There are ways of doing it, but I think this is best that you discuss with the university that you intend to go. But this one you will worry once you get to your undergraduate lah. Usually kalau lepas SPM tu, because there's no funding, then you have to figure out lah your saving ke apa. Right. Next is another popular question that I get from students is, macam mana nak pergi overseas? Alright. Paling cepat kalau nak belajar dekat overseas adalah bayar sendiri. You just apply, you pay the fees and you go. Okay. That is the fastest. Some people they even apply for PTPTN. Like I said just now, kalau you boleh pergi overseas with your own funding means you are in the T20. So you will get maximum 20,000. 20,000 is nothing lah kalau nak pergi overseas. So tak cukup pun, but some people actually do that lah. So the fastest way I would say is bayar sendiri. Second is if you are a straight A student, okay, you might be able to apply for full scholarship. Usually ada banyak yayasan, ada banyak funding bodies that can actually give 100% scholarship. Contoh dia macam JPA, MARA, Petronas used to give this. I think Shell, kalau you rajin you tengok advertisement, there will be people atau yayasan yang akan keluarkan iklan pembiayaan untuk belajar di luar negeri. So you have to watch out lah. After SPM, you need to look at the advertisement. Memang akan ada all these big corporation, they do offer scholarship. Another way is kalau kita ambil program mobility di kampus Cawangan, which is offshore campus. Offshore campus di Malaysia ada a few lah. Number one is in University of Nottingham dekat Semenyih. There's another one, Harold Watt in Putrajaya, and a few more dekat Sri Iskandar Johor. So what they do is you pay local fees, okay, but you get to spend one semester on mobility. Maksudnya satu semester tu you spend in the main campus. Katakan you belajar di University of Nottingham. So one semester you can spend in the Nottingham campus. Tapi you run tu you bayar local fees. You only need to pay your your air ticket, and your accommodation and your cost of living. That's another way of doing it. But if you take this route, you will get only one degree lah, it's undifferentiated. So kalau you pergi dekat University Nottingham, you will get a degree from University Nottingham. Although you cuma spend one semester dekat sana, it will not be differentiated at all, okay? So that's how offshore campus works. The next thing is like what we do in IUMW is jalinan kerjasama seperti dual award, okay? And there are some institution yang offer 2+1. So the difference between dual award dengan 2+1 or 1+2 ialah dual award ni, you pay one fee but you get 2 parchment. Let's say in IUMW, you will get 1 degree daripada IUMW, and if you sign up for dual award, you will get a 2nd degree, which is University of Wales, Trinity St. David. So you got 2 parchment there. 2+1 maksudnya certain institution you offer khusus, you belajar 2 tahun di Malaysia, and the final year you transfer out to overseas. Katakan you pergi Hertfordshire, for example, in the UK. So you get to save a bit of money there lah, cuma you bayar 1 tahun je untuk belajar di overseas. There are also 1+2, maksudnya setahun di Malaysia, 2 years overseas. Usually university yang buat ni is college lah, sebab dia tak ada university status, they will do this sort of thing. Okay, so these are the ways how to go to a foreign university lah. But of course sekarang ni dah ada online study, you can actually study online and then get a foreign degree, you know, all can be done now. So macam nak pilih kursus is another question. Alright, tips pemilihan kursus dan institusi. Alright, yang pertama ialah minat dan kecenderungan pelajar. It's what you love to do, okay. I have seen in my many years, I have like almost 20 years of experience working in higher education. I nampak student yang dipaksa oleh parents untuk ambil kursus yang dia tak minat. A classic case is a student, dia minat music tapi dipaksa untuk belajar engineering. So he studied, dia buat because he knows that the parents pay. Dia bayar you study, tapi dia belajar cukup makan. Sebab passion dia is in music. He got the degree, gave to his parents. After that he didn't do engineering at all. Dia buat busking, but he did very well lah in music. Dia ada dia punya band sendiri. And there are people who studied engineering but end up the passion is not there, tapi dia ambil because dia dipaksa. So end up they become entrepreneur. One of the example is there's a burger joint in KL yang jual burger hitam tu, that was a engineering graduate, you know. So minat dan kecenderungan ni penting ya. So if you do things that you don't like, you might end up having a very stressful experience lah. Belajar dekat university, it should be a happy experience. You have friends, you meet up with people. In fact, recently kita ada dengar berita seorang pelajar mati sebab pembuluh darah dia pecah because of the stress. So if you study something because you are forced to, you tend to get stressed. But if it's something that you like, you tak tidur malam pun you seronok buat. So again, minat tu penting juga dalam pemilihan kursus ya. Secondly, minat tapi tak layak pun tak guna. So kata you minat jadi doktor tapi your result is like all C, sorry to say lah, memang tak dapat lah kan. So again, you have to check your entry requirement. Okay, kalau how to know the entry requirement, you tengok brochure, you tengok dekat website universiti tu, dia akan cakap kalau nak masuk program ni, apa kelayakan dia, kredit dalam mata pelajaran apa. Contoh kalau you nak ambil computer science, okay, you kena ada AdMaths on top of other things ya. So benda ni you kena take note when you apply for admission. Thirdly is kos pengajian dan sara hidup. Katakan I nak belajar dekat university glamour macam Taylor's, tapi you know it's expensive, then it's another factor to be considered. And then sara hidup pun kalau you belajar dekat let's say you orang Selangor and then you want to study in Utara. So you still have to consider lah your cost of living, transportation, rumah sewa, all those needs. You need to sit down and do the calculation with your parents lah. Can we afford this or not? Okay, if we can't, how do we go about it? Okay, what kind of help or what kind of assistance that you can apply? So benda-benda ni sebelum pemilihan khusus you have to take note. Fourth item is accreditation, pengiktirafan dari badan pensijilan. Kalau di Malaysia semua kelulusan, every qualification is accredited by the MQA, Malaysian Qualification Agency, di bawah Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi. So kalau you pilih mana-mana kursus, you kena tengok adakah ia accredited by the MQA. Macam mana nak tahu? Dia akan ada kod dia dekat bawah program tu, dia ada kod MQA sekian-sekian, all the number. And you can also check on the MQA website, dipanggil MQR website. You just key in the name of that program, dia akan bagi tahu tempoh akreditasi program tersebut. Dia akan cakap bila tarikh luput dia, katakan tarikh luput Disember 2022. Okay, dan you nampak kalau tarikh luput dia dah lepas, dia tak renew, don't go for that program. Kenapa penting ada MQA accreditation ni? Is because if you want to apply for PTPTN or any other funding ataupun you nak bekerja, dia akan tengok program you tu diiktiraf atau tidak. If it is not accredited by the MQA, you will not be able to apply for PTPTN. You may not even be able to apply for a job because it's not accredited. So ni sangat penting ya. Bila you nak apply for program, check whether it's accredited or not. Lastly, is peluang pekerjaan. You know, the job market has changed drastically over the years. Okay, conventional punya pekerjaan dah kurang. It's more towards the gig economy, more towards IT, more towards digital revolution. So you kena tengok lah mana pekerjaan yang high in demand, that would be a good option for you. So these are all the research that you have to do before you decide on your program. So macam mana saya nak tahu peluang pekerjaan? Saya budak sekolah lagi. This one you got to check lah. You kena baca in the news. Now everything is at the tips of your finger. You can Google. The best resources would be Job Street. Dekat Job Street, dia akan bagi tahu what are the most popular jobs being sought after by employers. But to be honest with you right now, it's actually anything that is related to digital, be it computer scientist or big data analyst or content creator for digital marketing, that sort of job. So I'm gonna go very fast now. I'm going to introduce you to IUMW where I work. Okay, sekilas pandang di mana IUMW terletak di tengah-tengah KL, Jalan Tun Ismail, which means dia punya jalinan public transport is very easy lah. So all the rest you can read here, dimiliki oleh UWTSD with status GLC, and then it's a very international university. You get to meet international friends. All the courses are accredited. And it's a registered university, don't worry. It's not fly-by-night kind of university. So kenapa nak pilih IUMW? Because I'm there. Okay, it's owned by two very established university. One is University Malaya. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's the oldest university in Malaysia. And the second partner is University of Wales Trinity St. David in the UK, in Wales to be specific. It's one of the earliest university to have received the Royal Charter from the UK government, from the royalty, which means it is recognized by the royalty. In fact, dia punya chancellor of UWTSD is none other than Prince Charles himself, the future King of England. Next, kursus pengajian dia diiktiraf oleh MQA dan QAA. Now, QAA is the equivalent of MQA in the United Kingdom. So, if it's regulated by two bodies macam ni, it's very strict. So the quality is being monitored strictly. So no hanky-panky going on. So those courses are legit, those courses are recognized. And location-wise, it's very easy to access. It's next to Bank Negara. You can take the train, the commuter, or you can take the LRT, and it's a walking distance. Yeah. So when I say location, means if it's in the heart of the city, you save on other things. You tak payah fikir rumah sewa. You only think about cost of transportation, which is very minimal. Busuk-busuk pun you can tumpang mi lah. Every day I go to work, you can tumpang mi. Alright, next is you get the opportunity to study in the UK, or even go on a study trip at a very minimum cost. So that's the advantage of choosing IUMW. So pilihan kursus kita ada 3 alirannya, Sains, kita ada aliran perniagaan, and also the third one is social science lah. So foundation in science, foundation in arts leading to business studies, foundation in arts. Okay. Untuk masuk foundation, we only need 5 credits. Okay. But again, you have to go to the website, you tengok dulu. Okay. Katakan you nak masuk ke computer science, you ambil foundation in science tapi you kena ada at maths. Okay. Syarat khas. Kat situ dah tulis. So wherever you go, we will always fall back to your SPM. So jangan main-main with your SPM. It's very, very important. Now selepas asasi, then only you can go to your degree program. When you go to the degree program, masa ni kita akan panggil you undergraduate student. Okay, which means you dah bypass your pre-university. Now you are an undergraduate student. So these are the options. Yeah, if you take our foundation, this would be the courses. Okay. On dual award pula, we offer dual award. Like I mentioned just now, you get 2 parchment from 2 universities, one from IUMW and one from UWTSD. And you see the picture here, you get to spend 1 semester or even 1 year in Wales, UK. So it's going to be a very good experience for you all lah. So with that being said, I hope you can reflect upon what I have just said. If you need more information, you can always go to our website, okay? But importantly, I hope you can make a more informed decision, okay, after your SPM, so that because your choice of university, your choice of program is gonna be the thing that is gonna follow you forever lah, menentukan masa depan you. So investment in education is a very big investment. So parents, make sure that you discuss with your children, make a well-informed decision. This is not like pilih ikan di pasar, so it affects your lifetime. So with that, thank you very much. And I will now pass it over to our MC. Thank you.
Terima kasih Puan atas perkongsian yang amat bermanfaat itu tadi. Tapi sebentar je Puan, jangan ke mana-mana kerana kita akan masuk ke segmen Q&A tentang HALA 7 ini. Maka kepada semua penonton yang sedang tengok live ini, boleh bertanya apa-apa sahaja soalan jika anda pening perlu sambung khusus apa atau kamu tidak tahu khusus apa yang boleh diambil dengan aliran sekolah yang korang berada sekarang.
Jadi, tinggalkan soalan anda di ruangan chat di bawah atau pergi ke Google Form yang disediakan. Mahu diingatkan juga bahawa mungkin ada soalan-soalan anda yang mungkin pihak moderator SVG terlepas pandang. Jadi kita tunggu soalan yang akan dikeluarkan oleh pihak moderator SVG. Kami juga memberikan masa 30 saat untuk anda mengemukakan soalan.
Takut ni ada soalan.
Okay, jadi mari kita tengok soalan pertama kita daripada Zakaria.
Saya kenal
Oil
Zafir.
and gas course ada ke?
Okay, oil and gas ada. Okay, you can go for university. There's a few university dekat Malaysia yang memang fokus pada oil and gas. One of it is UTP, University Technology Petronas. Another one is in Curtin University Miri Sarawak. Dia ada petroleum engineering. So oil and gas is very broad lah. Tak semestinya kalau you ambil khusus oil and gas tu dia kena macam in engineering sahaja. It can be a broad spectrum of engineering. It can be mechanical engineering, it could be chemical engineering ataupun skill based welding pun boleh kerja dekat oil and gas, ataupun with SPM you kerja dekat sorry tak naklah cakap kan, macam petrol pump pun oil and gas, so it's a very broad term. But then kalau you kerja accounting pun, if you're an accountant, you work for oil and gas company, still it's within the oil and gas industry. But if you're talking about specific oil and gas, macam nak kerja dekat platform minyak tu, usually it's the technical stuff lah, like engineering, and then like I mentioned just now lah, yang skill wiring, welding, that one. So to answer your question, khusus untuk oil and gas, selalunya dalam bidang engineering, unfortunately right now, universiti dia tak digalakkan untuk buat khusus yang terlalu spesifik. They will go a bit general. Contoh dulu famous automotive engineering. Tapi when the market goes down, okay, you ada a very specific degree, so susah you nak masuk dalam bidang lain. So which is why we encourage people to take a more general approach lah. So if you take mechanical engineering, you boleh masuk oil and gas, at the same time you boleh masuk dalam other industry. Okay?
Okay.
So the next question daripada Darwisha. What is the best course in this situation of pandemic, I mean, to get a job?
Jadi doktor. You boleh cucuk-cucuk orang. Okay. Alright. The pandemic is not just affecting our health lah. It's our life and our livelihood. Okay. So if you look at life, of course, the job that would be in demand will always be the job that saves life, macam in the medical field lah, be it a pharmacist, be it a nurse or a doctor, is in the medical line. The second part is livelihood, to support the economy during the pandemic. I did mention just now briefly about the rise of digital technology. Okay, we have seen now kita tak boleh keluar, we cannot meet people face to face, but we always see Ninja Van lah, apa lagi yang selalu datang, Pos Laju lah, JNT lah, they always come. So it gives rise to other industry like logistic. Okay, logistic tak semestinya bawa van and drive, but logistic also they need support, macam for the IT support, the administrative support. So logistic is one of it, but definitely the biggest contributor would be the IT, in the IT. Sekarang ni data is gold. Okay, semua orang nak data. So that's why if you have heard of big data analytics, that is the thing that people would do lah. And then another one is digital marketing, content creation. How do you do Facebook punya marketing, Instagram punya marketing? How do you use TikTok to do your promotion? This sort of area. So to answer your question, the best thing to do for pandemic is to go into the digital revolution. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So next question is dari Nur Garinah Safiah binti Muhammad Izwan. Dia tanya, jika seseorang itu ingin menjadi seorang juruterbang, khusus apa yang perlu dia ambil?
Okay, kalau nak jadi juruterbang, okay, you kena masuk flying school. Either a private one atau another one is through unit beruniform. Okay, sebab polis, askar pun dia ada dia punya pilot sendiri kan. But I'm not sure how to go there lah. Tapi the fastest way would be you sign up in a pilot school, flying school. Dia basic sahaja. I think they take up a few credits from SPM. You belajar a bit of theory, but the rest of it will be your flying hours, because this is a very skill based. Cuma the downside of it is that while being a pilot is a very interesting job, because you get to travel, you get to fly an aircraft. I mean, everybody would love to do that kan, when you fly an aircraft up in the sky. But do bear in mind that we have seen the impact of the pandemic towards aviation industry. So a lot of pilots are being grounded. So my my humble advice would be lah kan, if you want to take up a pilot, I think you should also do a backup, right? Take a diploma, for example, a diploma in engineering, then at the same time you also take up a pilot license. Okay, sebab in the event that you are being grounded, at least you have a backup, you can apply for other job because you already have the qualification. But when things are good, it's okay. A pilot can demand a big fat salary on top of traveling around the world, which is good. But again, dia punya sijil from the academic point of view, this is academic side, it is not recognized as a pathway into a university. So if you have a pilot license, you kena ambil foundation, baru you boleh buat degree. If you are thinking about in the future, you ingat nak sambung belajar, this would be a challenge lah. But usually pilot memang dia punya job tu is always a pilot, unless lah they take up other things like other skill lah, like open your own business, or they can become a pilot instructor lah upon their retirement. So yes, kalau nak jadi pilot, you go to a pilot school, flying school they call it. Okay.
Next question from Ibtisam. What course we can take if we fail at maths?
Oh, banyak. Okay, AdMaths ni selalunya untuk kursus-kursus yang teknikal seperti engineering dengan computer science. So anything other than that, you boleh ambil. So you boleh ambil accounting, business admin, HR, ataupun you boleh ambil psychology. You can take also communication. Communication is a booming program, because when you learn communication ataupun public relation, that sort of thing lah, anything related to communication, when you graduate, you can be a content creator, you can be a video editor, because sekarang ni business are more online. So there's a lot of job opportunity out there lah. So don't worry if you fail at maths, your life doesn't end there. There's a lot other opportunities out there for you. Don't worry.
Okey, terima kasih Puan Asni untuk keterangannya amat menerang lagi terang. So the next daripada Daikon Bowles. Soalan dia, I'm interested in working on a oil ring. If I get straight A's for SPM, where do I go?
Okay, kalau you ada straight A's, you can apply for scholarship, alright, untuk belajar di university yang saya mention just now, University Technology Petronas. You can study in University Curtin University. Curtin University dia ada petroleum engineering. And I think there's other university dekat Malaysia pun ada petroleum engineering, if I'm not mistaken, UMS in Sabah. And there's a university in Terengganu, could be. You can always check their website, tengok kalau ada petroleum engineering. Okay. Kalau tak ada petroleum engineering, I would suggest you go for the conventional engineering lah. You can take mechanical or chemical. Chemical is sought after in oil and gas. Dekat oil rig ni selalunya dia nak hands-on engineer lah. So you take all these courses that I mentioned just now. Where do you want to go? You look for engineering program.
The next question from Myra Khairul
Azhar.
Sorry. IUMW offer foundation in law tak?
Okay. Unfortunately, we do not offer foundation in law, but I think there are other universities that offer foundation in law. I think there was a moratorium, kalau tak silap I. Not every university is allowed to offer law degree. Dia stop. Tak semua orang boleh offer. So we wait lah until the ministry say, okay, you can now offer law degree. So for the moment, it's quite limited lah untuk law. So lagi satu law ni, make sure kalau you nak pergi overseas, make sure you pergi ke UK, don't go to America, because it's the law that we use is the UK law. So do a research lah before you take up your law.
Okay. Jadi next question daripada Amirul Amin. Dia kata aviation engineering course ada ke?
Okay. Aviation engineering is a very specific course. Dia macam automation engineering. I did mention just now, universiti dekat Malaysia tak digalakkan untuk offer engineering program yang terlalu spesifik sebab dia ada masalah limitation lah when you want to apply for job. Industri tu tak ada dekat Malaysia. So you may have a problem. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's much in Malaysia yang ada offer aviation engineering. Tapi kalau macam MIAT, I think the one dekat Jeneram tu, you may try and check their website. Diorang ada khusus untuk in terms of aviation mungkin yang aircraft maintenance, that sort of thing. But specific aviation, I think you can try and check if MIAT tu ada offer. But for a very specific engineering like this, selalunya dekat Malaysia very limited. Kalau you nak buat, I think I would suggest you go abroad lah, dekat overseas. But it's worth checking out lah, institute, ada MIAT Institute dekat Jeneram tu, you can check their website there. Yeah.
Next from Nabila Najiha. Kalau nak ambil course law, maths penting ke? Kan law kan dia kena banyak membaca semua.
Ya, memang kalau you ambil law, you kena baca setiap case tu, you kena baca setiap reference tu. But bear in mind, case-case tu melibatkan financial juga. You nak kena kira percentage of your your fees. You kena kira juga berapa defendant nak dapat. Kalau isu saman-saman ni, you nak kena kira berapa portion dia. So maths is still required in law. You need a credit in maths sebab there will be element of calculation in law. Because law ni you hafal saja tak guna. You still need to do a bit of calculation, especially when it comes to your fees. Nanti orang tipu you punya fees, susah juga kan. Yes, the answer is unfortunately you cannot skip maths for law.
Jadi nak tentukan undang-undang tu guna maths.
Maths tak, mathematics.
Oh, mathematics. So next question daripada Syafia Adriana. Kalau fail at maths, boleh ke ambil forensic science course?
Okay, forensic science is forensik lah, you buat siasatan orang ni mati sebab apa, adakah ini unsur jenayah, okay, apa punca kematian dia, you do investigation. I don't think you need AdMaths for that because it's not a very technical kind of program. It's investigative in nature. But of course, depending forensik tu macam mana. Okay? Kalau dia selalunya forensik ni dia do quite general lah, nanti dia akan pass to other experts untuk tentukan punca kematian. For example, adakah sebab dadah, dia akan tengok lah is there a foul play somewhere. Okay. So I don't think AdMaths is required, but to be very sure, I would suggest you go to the program punya brochure in their website and check the entry requirement. But I doubt they would require AdMaths lah. I don't think so. Yeah.
So the next question from Haziq Ikram. Kalau nak jadi pilot, sekarang kan pandemik, macam mana
Yes, sekarang pandemic, even pilots, existing pilots pun kena grounded, alright. But I know there's a burning desire to do that. So that's what I said just now. You can go to the pilot school, but at the same time, you buat juga a backup, a diploma, for example. You may not want to do a degree lah because it's a 3 years thing, is too long. But you can start doing a diploma first, ataupun there's a diploma in aircraft maintenance dekat Nila University. You might want to check that out. You do the diploma. So once you finish diploma, you can go to the flying school and become a pilot. As in, you wait until the situation has calmed down a bit, then you take up the pilot school, yeah?
So next soalan daripada Zafir Zakaria lagi. Dia tanya ambil cadet atau pilot school kalau nak ambil pilot.
Okay, cadet ni biasanya kalau you masuk badan beruniform, alright, you are taken in as as a staff of that badan beruniform melalui beberapa tapisan ujian yang sangat-sangat rigid. So out of thousands of applicants, they may only need 1 or 2. Kalau you ambil pilot school, confirm you akan jadi pilot so long as you lulus dan you bayar. Lulus, I mean you completed the flying hour and you bayar your fees, you become a pilot, and then you are not bonded lah unless you under academy of AirAsia Academy, you kena kerja for AirAsia. But after your bond period is over, you can work for other airlines. But kalau you jadi cadet ni, they will bond you for a few years lah, maybe I don't know berapa tahun, tapi during that bond period you tak boleh kerja dengan mana-mana commercial airline lah. After your retirement, okay, because retirement dalam badan beruniform is quite early. So after retirement baru you boleh go commercial. So that's the difference.
The next question from Lynn. What is your opinion on linguistic course?
Okay, linguistic. Okay. Interesting ada orang minat linguistik. You don't look down on linguistic ya. Some people say kalau I ambil kursus bahasa Inggeris, I will end up as a cikgu bahasa Inggeris. That's the only career. That is very wrong. Okay, linguistic means you study the language. So it builds your confidence, builds your penguasaan sesuatu bahasa tu. So when you take up linguistic, of course you can either be a linguist specialist, you can be a lecturer, you can be a teacher. But because of your language skill is good, you can be a PR in a company, okay, a spokesperson, you can be a TV presenter, you can be a newscaster. Importantly, the communication skill has to be strong. So if your language is good, you have the confidence and your communication skill is good, okay, inshallah, you can excel in those areas that I have mentioned before. There are opportunities out there, you just need to explore. Rezeki tu ada di mana-mana. Alright?
Okay. Kita ada juga lagi next question daripada Yuya. In pandemic ni still boleh study abroad ke? Abroad ke?
InsyaAllah boleh. You can still study abroad so long as you dah ambil vaccination. I know a friend of mine, anak dia just left for Paris. Okay, he got an offer to study in Paris. And I also read from several resources. Katakan you nak study dekat overseas, certain country, they will require certain vaccination lah. So you need to speak to the the healthcare provider, certain vaccination yang dia terima. So you need to check with that country, dia terima vaccination apa? Is it Pfizer, AstraZeneca, or do they accept Sinovac? Okay, so you make sure on that one, and then you make an arrangement, okay, to get those jab. But yes, there is still an opportunity to study abroad during the pandemic. You can still go.
Okay, next from Relax Brother. Kalau sambung financial cost, peluang pekerjaan tu tinggi ke?
Yes, peluang pekerjaan tu still ada. Okay, walaupun a lot of things are being automated, kita dah ada software macam SAP atau Mind Your Own Business yang buat the accounting calculation for us, but we still have there's opportunity in the finance industry because no matter what industry you are in, there's always profit and loss. It's always about business. End of the day, it's always about money. So when there's money, there's still opportunity for people in the finance industry. So don't worry, the job opportunity is still so long as people are doing business. Okay, don't worry about that.
So, kita juga ada soalan daripada Iwana Kristina. Apa beza business administration dengan business management? admin.
I'm not quite sure the differences lah, business administration and business management. I'm afraid I cannot answer this question clearly. But from my understanding from the corporate background, business administration is you sort of it's the regular administration, you have things in place, the process and everything. Management is more at the higher level. You manage the business at the management level. That's my understanding lah. But I don't quite know the differences between these two. I'm sorry. But if you need more, I can do a bit of research. I can ask around and you can get back to me. But most of our program, university program, dia akan guna business administration. Yeah, I'm sorry I cannot answer this question in detail. Yeah.
The next question daripada Amirul Ami. Kalau tak ada maths, boleh ke apply engineering?
Okay, there is still a possibility untuk apply for engineering kalau you tak ada maths. Okay, importantly you kena ada subject science yang 3 tu, physics and chemistry. Biology selalu tak tengok sangat lah. It's usually these two. So macam mana nak buat? Okay, there's an equivalency. Certain university dia akan offer maths which is equivalent to maths. Okay, so kalau ada equivalency, the senate of the university akan endorse kata, okay, this mathematics offered by university is equivalent to maths at the school level. So if that happens, you can actually go into engineering, bypass the additional maths and you take up the equivalent maths at the university level. Okay, I think there is a possibility to do that. Okay, tapi whatever it is, my advice is please take maths lah. It makes life much easier. Yeah.
So kita ada soalan juga daripada Nabila Najihah. Kalau nak ambil law, sekurang-kurangnya berapa kredit subjek yang perlu lulus ya?
Okay. Usually entry requirement akan require 5 credits. In fact, kalau you nak ambil A-level pun, you kena ada 5 credits at SPM level. Khusus untuk ambil law, you kena ambil foundation in law dulu. Nak masuk foundation tu 5 credits. Specific subject you can check on their website lah. But I think English is one of them. Yeah, Maths is one of them, and the rest is BM, the usual subject lah. Yeah? So the answer is 5 credits. The usual one is 5 credits. Yeah.
The next question daripada Syafia Adriana. Engineering kena ada maths. Ya.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Okay, soalan daripada Dania Rohaizat. Accounting course better take diploma or foundation?
There's no better, there's no worse. It depends on your budget. Okay. Kalau you ambil diploma in accounting, lepas 3 tahun you dah boleh kerja, tapi not as your salary scale will be at a diploma scale. But what people do is they usually will take up professional courses. For foundation, it's a pre-U program. So you complete your foundation, lepas tu you buat a degree in accounting. So when you take up degree in accounting, some of the things that you have to take note is how many exemption can you take for ACCA? Let's say you want to do you want to be a professional accountant, you want to take up ACCA, certain university program, dia ada exemption paper. Dia punya subjek yang diajar dekat university tu maybe equivalent to ACCA punya subjek. So you can take exemption. Kenapa exemption ACCA ni is sought after? 2 reasons. It will shorten your period to do ACCA. Secondly, reduce the cost. Sebab each paper will cost you quite a bomb lah. So kalau you boleh buat exemption about 3 papers, you dah boleh kurangkan cost of taking your ACCA. And ACCA is not easy to pass lah. It's one of the toughest professional certificate in the market. So there's nothing better or worse. Okay, both pathway will lead you to accounting degree. Ya. It depends on the budget lah. Kalau you ambil diploma, you ambil 3 tahun, nanti you sambung degree another 2 years. Okay. Kalau you ambil foundation setahun and then you sambung degree 3 years. So total up 4 years. Take diploma is about 5 years. That's the difference. Yeah.
Ni dah jawab tadi.
5 kredit ya.
So the next question from Saint Raphael. For accountant, if tidak ambil subjek prinsip accountant SPM, still boleh ke pursue accountant?
Susah juga nak jawab ni because I'm not an accounting expert. Tapi I would suggest you check up dia punya entry requirement. Rasanya still boleh so long as dekat foundation tu ada subjek accounting. Okay. Unless lah dalam program standard for accounting dia require principal account at SPM level, but I don't think so lah. But I could be wrong. The best way is you check on the university website, whichever university that you're interested in. You tengok accounting degree dia, apa entry qualification requirement dia. Selalunya entry dia just minta a foundation in accounting. So dalam foundation in accounting tu sendiri dia akan dia dah ajar subjek-subjek accounting tu. So that would have been covered. But again, I don't want to make any false information here. It is best that you check the website lah for all those university. Check for the entry requirement.
Okey. Baiklah, masa pun menunjukkan 10-11 minit. Jadi sebab itu kita terpaksa tutup ruangan soalan. Jadi mari kita pilih soalan terakhir kita sebelum kami tutup ruangan soalan. Okey, daripada Farah Nurdini. Kalau nak contoh, nak ambil medicine, course subjek admit, wajib ke dapat A?
Kalau tak silap saya lah, medicine dia perlukan maths but not admits. Okay. Tapi nak ambil medicine ni memang straight A's lah. Especially kalau you pergi ke UM, okay, Universiti Melaya, memang dia akan go for 4 flat. So this goes back to our topic just now on matriculation. Ramai orang ambil matrik, tapi there's a catch. Bila you nak masuk ke public university lepas tu, dia akan ada tapisan dia. So certain university, dia akan pilih 4 flat sahaja, especially in accounting, dentistry and medicine. So any kelayakan dekat peringkat SPM juga akan diambil kira lah sebab competition is very very tough. So I think in answering this question, I don't think it's maths. I think it's maths, but we have to double check on that one. I tak berani nak jawab sebarang dekat sini. Okay. But doctor medicine memang nak straight A's lah, unfortunately. It's better to take straight A's.
Okey, jadi terima kasih Puan Hasni atas perkongsian sebentar tadi. Jadi kita terpaksa tamatkan sesi kita dan majlis kita pada malam ni kerana masa pun telah mencemburi kita. Jadi saya nak minta maaf jika ada soalan-soalan yang pihak moderator SVG kami terlepas pandang. Dan saya nak mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada anda semua kerana sudi join kami, live kami pada malam ni dan sama-sama telah menjayakan program ini. Juga saya nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kerana Puan Hasni LD sudi join live kami pada malam ini. Okey, banyak perkongsian dan maklumat yang kami terima. Terima kasih Puan.
Maka dengan itu berakhirlah majlis HALA TUJU SPM pada hari ini. Ayo sama-sama kita berusaha untuk mendapatkan keputusan yang cemerlang dalam SPM yang akan datang.